She would never admit it out loud, but there is a hidden weak point inside every woman, a point that, when touched, breaks her defenses and shatters her certainty. Machiavelli warned long ago that whoever controls perception controls desire. This is not magic, it is not luck, it is strategy, a form of seduction so simple and precise that it almost feels illegal. Once you understand it, you will never look at attraction or power the same way again. Inside every woman exists a silent trigger. It awakens when a man appears with the right balance of presence, mystery, and intention. It has nothing to do with looks, money, or clever lines. It is psychological. True seduction is understanding emotional architecture the way Machiavelli understood the human mind. When you grasp this, everything flows so naturally that she believes the choice was hers. And in a way it was. The game begins quietly, subtle, calculated, elegant. The first rule is simple. Women are not attracted to what is obvious. Predictability kills desire. Mystery keeps attention alive. What draws her in is a man who sees more, knows more, and rushes less. Urgency exposes dependence, so you never show hunger, desperation, or need. You move as if you already possess what you want. That calm certainty makes her wonder. Seduction that feels too easy disarms her defenses before she can even build them. It works through presence, not persuasion. It is never about words. It is the gaze held slightly longer, the relaxed silence, the quiet smile. Women notice these details instinctively, even when men overlook them completely. She reads posture, breathing, and how you occupy space. Ordinary men fail because they compensate for insecurity with excess. Too much talking, too much explaining, too much effort. Excess exposes low value. Mystery creates gravity. You reveal only fragments, letting her imagination complete the picture. And long before touch ever happens, seduction has already begun. True seduction is not forcing interest. It is guiding attention. You do not chase. You position, and positioning makes everything feel natural rather than intentional. Women sense value before it is spoken. It shows in how you move, how you pause, and how comfortable you are with silence. Silence, when controlled, speaks louder than words. The mistake most men make is trying to impress. They flood conversations with effort. But effort exposes need, and need dissolves attraction instantly. Machiavelli understood that mystery creates power. When you reveal too much, you collapse intrigue. When you reveal just enough, imagination does the work for you. You offer fragments, not explanations, small insights, half-stories, open-ended moments. She completes the picture in her mind, and her imagination bonds her emotionally. Seduction becomes effortless when you stop chasing outcomes. You are present without attachment, interested without urgency, confident without arrogance. Your energy sets the tone. If you are tense, she tightens. If you are calm, she softens. Emotional states are contagious, and you lead the exchange. Curiosity is the doorway. Once it opens, she begins observing you more closely, listening with greater attention, and replaying interactions long after they end. Seduction does not happen in conversation. It happens between moments, in pauses, glances, and subtle shifts that bypass logic and reach instinct. Before she realizes it, her interest deepens quietly, not because you demanded it, but because you allowed space for it to grow on its own. Women respond to perceived value, not displayed value. What you show openly feels forced. What she senses quietly feels real. And real value is magnetic. You reveal worth through composure, through how you handle silence, pressure, and unpredictability. Calm behavior under tension speaks louder than any compliment. She may not explain why you feel different, but she feels it. And feeling is enough to shift attention and awaken desire. This is where seduction begins to feel illegal, not because it manipulates, but because it operates beneath conscious awareness. She starts giving signals unconsciously, playing with her hair, adjusting posture, looking at you repeatedly. These are reactions, not decisions. When she senses you control the rhythm, she moves to your pace willingly. Leadership is felt, not announced. You remain light and detached, a man who could walk away at any moment, and because you could leave, she wants you to stay. The human mind values what it might lose. Uncertainty intensifies desire. Machiavelli understood this principle well. Ordinary men rush, they try to secure interest too early. But attraction grows through layers, not pressure. You allow space. You let curiosity expand. And quietly, without resistance, her interest deepens into something stronger. At this stage, seduction stops being visible. It becomes atmospheric. She feels something shift but cannot locate where or why. Interest grows through contrast. You are present but not available on demand. Engaged but never urgent. This balance keeps desire alive. Mystery survives in restraint. You do not rush intimacy. You let moments breathe. Patience creates gravity. Her imagination fills the silence. And imagination bonds faster than logic ever could. Now she begins testing you. Small provocations, playful challenges, not to reject you but to measure your emotional stability. If you react emotionally, attraction drops. If you remain calm and amused, her respect deepens. Self-control is the foundation. A man who cannot control himself cannot be trusted with influence. Your presence becomes grounding. She feels calmer around you without knowing why. Safety and excitement begin to coexist. This coexistence is rare. Most men offer one or the other. Very few offer both. And when she senses this balance, her interest no longer fades. It consolidates. Now seduction deepens without effort. She watches you more than others, listens with unusual focus. Your words linger longer in her mind. She begins imagining scenarios she never planned. Not consciously, instinctively. Desire forms quietly before logic has time to interfere. This is where most men fail. They sense momentum and rush forward, but acceleration kills tension. Control preserves it. You remain steady, calm, unchanged. That consistency separates you from every other man who collapses under interest. Her behavior shifts. Messages grow longer, replies quicker. She initiates more often. Care begins to appear. Care is the signal. Women invest emotionally only when something already matters. Now you lead subtly, not with force but direction. She follows because it feels natural, not because she is pushed. Your calm becomes an anchor. Your absence becomes noticeable. Your presence becomes meaningful. She begins adjusting her rhythm to match yours. This is alignment, not coincidence. At this point, attraction is no longer fragile. It has weight, depth, momentum. This is where attraction transforms into involvement. She no longer reacts only in the moment. She carries you with her through the day. Your absence creates space. Space creates thought. And thought creates attachment. Intelligent distance is more seductive than constant presence. You do not disappear. You simply allow room for her to feel the shift. When you return, you are unchanged, calm-centered. She senses that your rhythm does not depend on her reactions. That independence increases your gravity. Conversations deepen, not through obvious questions but through nuance. You touch ideas and emotions most men never reach. She opens without noticing. Vulnerability feels safe around you, and safety is the gateway to attachment. You listen more than you speak. You respond without trying to fix. This steadiness builds trust effortlessly. Trust changes the dynamic. You become a reference point, not an option. Now her curiosity turns inward. She wonders how much you see, how much you understand. And without pressure, without force, involvement settles in quietly and deeply. At this level, she begins testing in subtler ways. Small delays, playful distance, light jealousy disguised as curiosity. These tests are not rejection. They are confirmation checks. She wants to know if your calm is real or fragile. You pass by staying unchanged. No anxiety, no explanations, just relaxed certainty. This emotional control increases admiration, and admiration lasts longer than attraction. She begins showing care in quiet ways, remembering details, checking your mood, sharing moments that remind her of you. This is emotional investment. And emotional investment creates attachment. Now desire feels effortless. You are not chasing. You are being chosen. She feels drawn without knowing how it happened. That mystery deepens her bond. Your presence becomes comforting. Your absence becomes noticeable. Balance sustains desire. At this stage, seduction no longer needs action. It sustains itself. Now she starts fearing loss quietly. Not panic, not desperation, but a soft awareness that you are different from the others. This fear does not push her away. It pulls her closer. She becomes more attentive, more present, more emotionally open. You do not exploit this shift. You respond with elegance and restraint. Power handled gently multiplies trust. At this point, you are no longer competing. Comparison ends when emotional uniqueness appears. She begins aligning her behavior to keep you engaged. Small efforts, subtle initiatives, quiet prioritization. You receive without celebrating. Calm acceptance reinforces your stability. This stability creates security, and security intensifies desire rather than dulling it. You remain composed even as her involvement deepens. Consistency becomes your signature. She starts sensing that being with you feels like entering a different emotional climate. And once she feels that difference, returning to ordinary connections becomes impossible. Now the bond shifts from attraction to attachment. She is no longer just interested. She is emotionally involved, even if she never says it. She thinks of you in quiet moments, before sleep, during pauses in her day. Your presence lives beyond physical proximity. This is where ordinary men become impatient. They want confirmation, labels, guarantees, but pressure fractures what patience strengthens. You remain unchanged, calm, grounded, letting her move closer at her own pace. Her body language becomes more open. She stays closer, touch lasts longer, eye contact deepens. These signals are not accidental. They are invitations. You respond slowly, deliberately. Never rushed, never forced. Timing becomes your greatest advantage. She feels safe yet stimulated, seen yet curious. This contradiction keeps desire alive. At this point, you are no longer a moment in her life. You are a reference. And once a man becomes a reference, emotional separation becomes difficult. She begins sharing more of herself, thoughts, fears, memories, not because she must, but because she feels safe revealing layers to you. You do not rush intimacy. You accept her openness without overreacting. This controlled presence builds trust deeper than words. Every gesture, every glance, every pause communicates stability. You become a quiet anchor in her emotional world. She starts to mirror your energy subtly, aligning unconsciously. This creates cohesion without obvious instruction. Even in small silences, she feels your presence. You guide attention, not manipulate it. Desire grows naturally. Her subtle initiatives increase. She texts first, reaches out, asks questions. She invests emotionally without realizing it. Each step she takes reinforces attachment. Each test you pass reinforces trust. Every interaction deepens involvement. Your calmness and consistency amplify her emotional dependence. She knows she can rely on your access. And once she depends on your emotional steadiness, your influence becomes subtle but undeniable. At this stage, seduction is complete. She's invested, curious, attached. You are no longer just a man. You are an emotional reference she cannot ignore. Now, subtle dependency emerges. She notices her day improves when you are present and feels a small void when you are absent. This is emotional control without force. You shape attachment by maintaining calm, strategic presence. You remain unpredictable enough to intrigue, consistent enough to reassure. Balance fuels desire. She begins seeking small confirmations of your attention, not needily, but instinctively. Every glance, every subtle touch, every calm response reinforces the bond. She is emotionally invested, testing you, noticing patterns, feeling a magnetic pull she cannot name. You never overreact, you never demand. Your consistency creates admiration stronger than attraction. She realizes you are not a man to be won. You are a man to be understood, and understanding drives loyalty. Her body, mind, and emotions respond to your rhythm, your energy, your presence. You exist as a psychological anchor. At this stage, Machiavellian seduction reaches its apex. She chooses, desires, and follows emotionally, believing it was her choice all along. Now consolidation begins. You maintain presence, elegance, and calmness. Your energy continues guiding without forcing. She feels safe, intrigued, and emotionally tethered. Your self-control remains absolute. Even as she invests deeper, you do not panic, overreact, or seek validation. This strategic restraint strengthens her desire. Mysterious depth endures. You reveal layers slowly, intentionally. Every detail she uncovers reinforces your uniqueness and magnetic pull. Physical and emotional rhythm remain synchronized. Touch, gaze, proximity, and silence are calibrated. Each micro-interaction builds emotional memory. She begins anticipating your presence. Your energy shapes her internal world. Emotional dependency forms naturally, subtly, and irresistibly. At this stage, her mind, body, and emotions orbit your influence. She feels understood, seen, and safe. This creates a psychological bond few men ever achieve. Every interaction consolidates trust, attachment, and desire. You guide her choices subtly. She feels free, but the invisible pull grows stronger. Emotional loyalty emerges. She prioritizes you instinctively. Commitment is internal, not demanded. She values the emotional landscape you've built. Now the seduction feels illegal because it operates below conscious awareness. She chooses you, desires you, and follows emotionally, convinced it was entirely her choice. Finally, mastery is complete. You are a stable axis, a mysterious depth, a subtle force. She is invested, loyal, and captivated. You have become unforgettable, desired not by coercion, but by strategic, irresistible presence.